Hi everybody. So in this video, I'm going to introduce radians as a measure of angles. So in example 1, I'll introduce you to what a radian is. In example 2 and 3, we'll look at converting between radians and degrees. And in example 4 and 5, we'll look at calculating with radians. Radians are an alternative way of measuring angles, and they are much easier to calculate with when we differentiate and solve trigonometric equations. And 1 radian is where the arc length of a sector is exactly the same as the radius of that sector. Then this would be 1 radian. Okay? I'll show you how this works. We know the arc length of a sector is a fraction of the circumference of that full circle. So this would be a fraction of the entire circle. And the fraction would be the angle divided by 360. So it would be this fraction of the entire circumference, which we know is 2 pi r. But if we're looking at radians, then this arc length L is the same as the radius. So L is equal to r. And then we can replace this L with r. So we get the radius will equal theta over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. And then we can divide both sides by the r, and these will cancel. And we can move this 360 over to the left-hand side. So we get 360 will equal theta times 2 pi. But if theta equals 1 radian, then 2 pi radians will equal 360 degrees. Okay? So just to be clear, 1 radian is where you have the radius equaling the arc length of a sector. And 2 pi radians is where you have the full circle of 360 degrees. So then we can convert between B and C using simple ratio notation. So if we have our ratio of radians to degrees, and we know 2 pi radians is 360 degrees, then 1 pi radian will divide both sides by 2, will be 180 degrees. And for 1 radian, we'll divide both sides by pi, so this will be 180 divided by pi. So this is approximately 57.3 degrees, okay? So I hope that's given you an idea of where radians come from and how we can convert between radians and degrees. If we look at example 2, we'll convert each of these degrees into radians using this ratio. So to work out 120 degrees, we just need to divide this 360 by 3. So we get 120 degrees, we'll divide by 2 pi by 3, and this will give us 2 pi over 3 radians, okay? Do you want to try and convert the 270 and the 135 to radians? Okay, so welcome back. So for part B, 270 degrees, well, we know 90 is a factor of 270 and 360. So if we divide by 360 by 4, we'll get 90 degrees. And then we just need to multiply it by 3 to get the 270. So we'll do the same to the radians. We've got 2 pi divided by 4. This will give us pi over 2. This will be the 90 degrees. And then we'll multiply the pi over 2 by 3, and we'll get 3 pi over 2 is 270 degrees. How did you get on with that? For question C, for 135 degrees, well, now we know 45 is a factor of 135 and 360. So if we divide the 360 by 8, we'll get the 45 degrees. If we divide the 2 pi by 8, we get pi over 4. And then multiply the 45 by the 3 to get 135. We'll do the same to pi over 4, and we get 3 pi over 4. So 3 pi over 4 radians will be 135 degrees. Okay? In example 3, we're going to convert from radians to degrees. So now we need to convert 5 pi over 4 into degrees. So if we begin with this ratio, we can write 5 pi over 4 as 4 pi over 4 plus pi over 4. And this will just make pi. So pi radians, we know is 180 degrees. Then we just need to add this to pi over 4. So if we divide 180 by 4, we get 45. So 5 pi over 4 will be the 180 plus the 45. So we'll get 225 degrees. Okay? Do you want to try and convert between pi over 3 and 7 pi over 8 to degrees? You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so welcome back. So for part B, pi over 3, well, we know pi will be 180 degrees. So pi over 3 will be 180 divided by 3, so 60 degrees. And then 7 pi over 8, well, this will be the same as 8 pi over 8 minus pi over 8. And we've just worked out pi as 180, so pi over 8 will divide 180 by 8, we'll get 22.5. So 7 pi over 8 will be the 180 minus the 22.5, and this gives us 157.5. Okay? So in example 4, we're going to look at calculating with radians. So we need to be able to calculate exactly with radians, just like we can with degrees. And this involves the two special triangles. The first one is the equilateral triangle, where all the angles are 60 degrees, or pi over 3 radians, and the lengths are all 2 units. We can make this into a right angle triangle by bisecting one of the angles. This will give us our 90-degree angle, or pi over 2, and the third angle will be the 30 degrees, or pi over 6. We know on this base, well, if we've bisected the top angle, the base will be 1, and the perpendicular height, using Pythagoras' theorem, will be root 3. And then the other right angle triangle would be the isosceles triangle. We have our right angle, pi over 2, and if the other two are equal, there'll be pi over 4 radians, or 45 degrees, and the vertical and the horizontal lengths are 1, so the hypotenuse will be root 2. So again, this is all from GCSE and Year 12 maths. But we can use these triangles now to calculate each of these. We know the cosine of pi over 3 will involve this angle. This will be the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And this will be 1/2. The sine of pi over 6 will involve this angle, and it will be the opposite 1 over the hypotenuse. So this will also be 1/2. And to work out the tan of negative pi over 4, I need to quickly sketch the tan graph. So I'll just look at the domain between negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. So we'll have a graph looking something like this. And what we want is negative pi over 4. So that'll be about here. And we're looking at this value. But we know the tan graph is rotationally symmetrical. So this value will be symmetrical with this one, where this point is positive pi over 4. And if this will give us a positive value, then the tan of negative pi over 4 will be negative times the tan of positive pi over 4. So we just need to work out this bit. And that will involve one of these angles. So we'll have the opposite divided by the adjacent. So this will be -1. Okay? So it's really important that when we calculate with radians, we know how to apply these special triangles. If we look at one more example. So in example 5, we need to calculate the cosine of 5 pi over 3. And the problem is, this angle isn't in any of these triangles. But if we use the properties of a cos graph, we have 5 pi over 3 here, and this will give us this value. So if we draw a horizontal line, you can see the cosine of 5 pi over 3 will be exactly the same as the cos of pi over 3. And the cos of pi over 3 we can calculate using this angle. This will be the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Again, this will just be 1/2. Do you want to try and work out the tan of -3 pi over 4 using this graph? You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so welcome back if you had a go. So -3 pi over 4 would be around here. We can find the other angle, that's in our triangles, if we go across, and you can see this would be pi over 4. So the tan of -3 pi over 4 will be the same as the tan of positive pi over 4. And using this triangle, this will be the opposite over the adjacent. This will just be +1. Okay? Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you want more practice on this topic, you can download the worksheet and view the online lesson from my website, mrmathematics.com. I'll leave a link below.